So, you should all vote. I don't mean just like voting for the presidential election. And what I mean is, you should, every election that comes up, like the midterm that's coming up, you should all take part of it and vote. It's a big deal. Some people will be like, how is it a big deal? Well, just think about think about the policies that exist, say, in the government. You don't like them, that's fine. But the policies that are in place right now, it's just simply a reflection of the community. More importantly, it's a reflection of you as an individual when you vote. My position statement is how voting comes into play is that it gives you, the individual, a chance to voice your argument. Usually in the form of a ballot. Just mark X. There'll be two forms. Are you for or against? But that's your argument when you fill it out. My main points, though, I'm going to try to explain to you is why is voting considered to be a big deal? More importantly, the second opinion, how is it relevant, especially relevant to you individually? So, going on and get started, my first main point of view, why is it a big deal? As I said before, not only does it have to involve the presidential election, but it can also involve the local election. Now, most people won't even tell me who their local mayor is. More or less, who's their tax credit account for the election. That's on the ballot for the presidential election. Sometimes it's midterms. You never know. But when most people go to vote, there's all these names. There's all these titles, and it's kind of like, well, I go in there. I'm just going to vote for one party. You're the president, and that's it. But you don't realize, who are you going to vote for the Texas Railroad Commissioner? I don't know who that is. But by knowing who that person is, getting yourself informed, and you can make your case, you can present your argument and be like, I'm going to vote for this person because so reason why. It gives you that chance to make your argument where it's more credible. The second reason, how does it make you relevant to you? Well, for you, let's just say it's easy to criticize on policy or decisions. Say, I don't agree with this mayor, or I don't agree with this president, I don't agree with this governor. That's easy to do. But when you don't vote, how credible is your argument? It's not that credible. Where if you actually voted, even if you just did a little research, but if you took the time to know the person, what their background is, it makes you feel good knowing that if you voted for that person, especially if they win, it will make you, the individual, feel good. That's how it can be relevant to you. But it can also be relevant to the big outcome for decision making. Yeah, sometimes the person you voted for won't necessarily get voted. That's fine. But at least when someone comes up to you and they tell you that your decision was irrelevant and stupid, well, if they didn't vote, what does it matter? As far as you're concerned, they didn't do anything relevant themselves. All they did was procrastinate and criticize. That's hubris. There's no reason you should take that seriously. Another reason how it's relevant to you is that when you vote, it's an argument. It's all it is. You get to decide the outcome of the argument. You can be either for something or against something. As I said before, voting itself is basically you're making a choice. And the choice you make is basically how you choose to end the argument or where it goes to. It's how you steer it. And what I want to basically conclude in this situation is that voting doesn't simply have to be something that you're required to do because you're an American, people expect you to vote. Not necessarily. I can just vote just because of the fact that I may not necessarily agree with the policies. Like, for example, should marijuana be legal? I can be 1 minute for it, next minute against it, but based on how my decisions are and how they're labeled and how they describe themselves, I can decide, okay, I don't necessarily agree with marijuana, but because the way it's entitled in there, the way it's set up in detail, I can agree with it then. So it gives you that credibility to want to take the initiative to do your due diligence and vote. But more importantly, you should consider this. Don't be like everybody else and don't make excuses for not voting. That's easy to do. Get out there and actually voice your opinion and make a difference. That's all I have to say.